A mysterious man named Dr. Voyan has developed a new experiment, where he rewards couples with $5 million if they can spend 50 days in this immaculate room. If one of them leaves, the prize drops to $1 million. No contact with the outside world, no entertainment, only each other's company, a bench, and a big bed to sleep. However, they can buy treats by paying for them with part of the prize money. Today's couple is Mike and Kate, who think they've been very lucky to find this place, and it will be easy to win $5 million. Kate points out that maybe they should split the prize money to make things easier. Her plan is to invest the money, which Mike thinks is very useless, as he sees his future as partying and having a good time without having to think about money ever again. The AI voice reminds them of the rules, after which they start exploring the area, realizing that this is actually an immaculate room, as everything is white. There's a bathroom also, but only one person is allowed at one time. There's a red button they can use if they want to leave, a touch screen where they can request for food and treats, and a big clock above the exit door that counts down the time they have left in the experiment. When it comes to food, they get nothing but some flavorless juice, which is specially designed to cover their daily nutritional requirements. The room contains some automatic lights that change throughout the day to announce the morning, afternoon, evening, night, and when night falls they must go to bed as per the rules. The touchscreen allows them to set up an alarm clock, and while Mike plans to treat this as a vacation and sleep late, Kate sets up the alarm and goes to bed, where Mike tries to get closer to her, but she refuses as she thinks that they might be watched by Dr. Voyan. When morning comes, Kate goes to the bathroom, and recites few affirmations to keep herself fresh and motivated. After they shower, they throw their clothes into the bathroom's laundry, and in exchange they receive some plain pajamas. To keep themselves busy, Kate tries to theorize why Dr. Voyan is running this experiment, so Mike tells her about the documentary he saw about Dr. Voyan's previous experiments that ended with a blue-collar family in tragedy. Nobody knows why Voyan did all of this, they only know that Voyan has got a lot of money, and he uses it to put people in unique circumstances because human conditions fascinate him. Keeping themselves entertained becomes difficult a lot sooner than they expected. Kate likes to meditate, and Mike just stares at things. Out of demotivation and loss of joy, Mike comes up with conspiracy theories about the room and Dr. Voyan, so Kate reminds him to keep his focus on the prize. But it's hard to think positively when Mike can't even sleep well. Kate keeps up her routine of affirmations, while also trying to keep Mike motivated. When Kate meditates, Mike tries exercising, mainly by running. Together they play hand-clapping games, Marco Polo, or even dance. Whenever they take off their dirty pajamas, they're given the new ones of the same color. A few weeks have passed when something different finally happens. Mike finds a bug that has sneaked inside the room. He tries to feed it some of the juice, but the AI voice reminds him that the juice is only meant for their own consumption. Mike requests to let the bug go out, or it will die inside this room, but the AI doesn't react. So Mike decides to open the door by pressing the red button, which starts an argument between them as Kate is sure that they will lose if Mike presses the button. Mike puts the bug down, and explains how the bug is also a living being, asking Kate to show a little compassion for it. An intense argument ensues, after which Kate walks off, but she mistakenly steps on the bug and kills it, making Mike more upset. Mike spends the rest of his day sitting in a corner, until he finally decides he's had enough, so he asks Kate if he can buy a treat for himself. But this will deduct $100,000 from the prize money. Kate doesn't approve, but Mike buys the treat anyways. Which is just a green crayon, but at least now he can draw his art on the walls. After watching him draw for a while, Kate asks him to draw her, and Mike accepts. But Mike thinks the realistic portraits are boring, so he draws according to his own will, which upsets Kate. Mike draws until there's no more crayon left. He pisses Kate off when he leaves green stains all over the bathroom, and drops the towel on the floor. Later, Kate apologizes for behaving bad earlier, explaining this is harder than she thought, but at least they have only 20 days left. Days continue to pass in boredom until one morning, Kate finds a revolver in the bathroom. The two are scared to check if it's loaded or not, but it looks unpleasant to them, so they hide it under the bed. Sometime later, the couple is finally rewarded with Connect Time, which will show them some messages sent by their loved ones. Mike gets a message from his sister, who tells him how she and their parents are doing. The next message is from Kate's father, who is homeless but now is living in a shelter. But Kate panics seeing her father. The projector won't stop no matter how much she tries, so she runs to hide behind the bathroom entrance and starts crying. Mike comes over to comfort her. After sleeping by clinging desperately to her boyfriend, Kate doesn't get up when the alarm announces the morning. Later, she confesses to Mike that her father was an alcoholic and was the reason she couldn't grow up like a normal child. For the following days, Kate spends her time staying in the bed all day, because she has fallen into a depressive state. She doesn't react no matter how much Mike tries to encourage her. Mike even asks her if she wants to buy a treat, but she refuses. Mike starts feeling more lonely and bored because of Kate's behavior. He feels like quitting. Kate notices this, so she finally wakes up, takes a shower, and asks Mike to buy the second treat for himself. Mike says that would deduct $250,000 from the prize money. But Kate insists. So Mike buys the second treat for $250,000. This time the door opens, and a naked girl named Simone comes inside. Simone is an actress paid to do this, so she doesn't know anything about the Immaculate Room or the experiment. Kate doesn't like Simone's presence, especially when she's standing naked in front of her man, so she asks Mike to give her his t-shirt. Simone notices Mike's art and praises it, which pisses Kate off. When the night falls, Mike offers to sleep on the floor and the girls can sleep on the bed. But Kate allows him to sleep on the bed as long as she sleeps in the middle. In the morning, Kate doesn't find Simone and thinks she's gone, but she finds her in the bathroom, and is extremely annoyed by her presence. Having had enough, Kate decides to buy her first treat for $100,000, and her first treat is ecstasy drug pills. Kate immediately takes one and offers one to Simone. Mike hesitates at first, but was convinced by Kate, so he takes one. The three of them then start dancing and waving around the room, and also share some group kisses. However, Mike starts hallucinating to the drug. He sees a horrific hallucination where his younger brother is drowning in a river. The girls bring Mike back to reality, but he's still panicking and asking to leave the room while mentioning something about Sean and drowning. Kate has to drag him back to bed and comfort him until he's asleep. Afterwards, Simone asks what Mike had been talking about, and Kate tells her that Mike's younger brother Sean drowned in the family's pool while Mike was asked to babysit him. But Mike was on drugs at that time and couldn't save his brother, which makes him feel guilty still to this day. Simone asks Kate how they met. Kate explains it was a rainy day and she had no umbrella. That's when Mike came up to her and asked if he could catch all the raindrops to prevent her from getting wet. Kate said yes. Later, when Mike finally wakes up, he sits with Simone, who tells him that she lost her mother when she was 12, and the two of them bond over grief and lost loved ones. But when Kate wakes up and finds them holding hands, she freaks out, thinking Simone wants to steal her boyfriend. Simone mentions that Kate is freaking out because she's insecure, which starts an argument. Mike yells at them to stop before walking away. Next morning, Kate walks into the bathroom and doesn't find Simone. It turns out that Simone is finally gone. But then Kate finds something written on the wall with the green crayon. It's a message from Simone. Reading the message, Kate accuses Mike of sleeping with Simone because she looked like her ex-girlfriend, while Mike tries to explain that the room is doing all of this to test them. In her anger, Kate pushes Mike to the floor, making him hurt his head and bleed. Mike moves away from her, reminding her that he has never cheated on her even when she moved to New York. He stayed loyal and loved her truly, and this is what he got in return. Kate cries and apologizes for her behavior, while trying to help Mike with his wound. Mike thinks he needs a doctor, but Kate asks him to wait as only a few days are left. Mike can't believe what he's hearing, and starts wondering if Kate really cares for him. Even though his wound is small, Mike expresses his worries that how far Kate would have gone for the money, as now she's letting him bleed for money. Mike realizes that this room is actually a mirror and is just reflecting their true faces to them. Out of fear of what might happen next to him inside this room, Mike decides to leave and asks Kate to do the same, but Kate refuses and tries her best to stop Mike, pointing out that he's doing this because money is something he had all his life. When Mike doesn't stop, she points the gun at him, threatening him to stop, which leaves him speechless. However, he still presses the button and leaves the Immaculate Room. After lots of laying around and freaking out in the shower, Kate sees the raindrop drawing on the wall, which represents the time when she met Mike. After thinking for a while, she gets up and approaches the red button when only 2 days are left. The scene abruptly shifts to Mike running alone early in the morning. Many months have passed since the incident, but today, Mike finally sees Kate. They greet each other, and Kate tells Mike that she's visiting her father nowadays here. They take a walk to her car. Mike asks her if she won the money, but Kate changes the topic and apologizes for what happened before. The camera moves to the plaque, and we learn that this homeless shelter was built with the help of an anonymous donator, and I guess that was Kate. Meanwhile, in the Immaculate room, a new couple arrives to take the challenge. This is where the movie ends. Subscribe to the channel if you love movies. Like and share the video, we appreciate it. See you again.